I mean, this isn't a costume channel. This is just chaos. Hey guys, apparently, like, BookTube is a thing, and I wanted to answer some of the questions. So, now that my bookcase is, like, actually a bookshelf, minus, like, this, which is, like, my therapy book, this is my to-be-read area. So I'm going to be answering those, like, questions. It's like a to-be-read tag. I don't know. And I'm using a throw blanket to disguise the fact that I don't have a bed skirt or a fitted sheet on my bed at present. Okay, which book on your to-be-read pile, my to-be-read pile, have you not finished? A lot of them are books that I started and didn't finish. The first one that comes to mind is Forever by the name Peter Hamill is sticking out to me, and I don't think that's right. It was like assigned summer reading going into my junior year of high school, and I read the first half of it and I really enjoyed it, but then I ran out of time over the summer, and then I never got around to finishing it. What's a book you haven't had the time to read? All of them. The book that's been on this shelf the longest, Mirror Mirror by Gregory Maguire. He's the guy that wrote Wicked. Because I read the Wicked series in middle school. Friendly reminder that I'm asexual. I ended up getting Mirror Mirror because I did like Gregory Maguire's writing style, and I read like the first chapter and I couldn't get into it. So that's been on this shelf for like 10 years now. And I think that's the oldest one. What book have you not read because it's a sequel? This doesn't exactly count. I'm gonna say the Lemony Snicket series because I don't have all of the books in the series. I recently acquired a few because my brother-in-law was like donating a bunch of old books from his childhood. Some of the Lemony Snicket books were in there, so I had like 3 copies of The Wide Window, so I got rid of 2 of those and I acquired like the first 2 volumes, but I'm still missing like volume 5, volume 9, and then everything after volume 11. So let's say a series of unfortunate events. Have you got a book by an author you read before but didn't really like? I do have a book somewhere on here. I don't know. I generally, if I don't like the author, I usually won't read more books by them. I do have a book on here called The Forgotten Garden because, like, you know, I love The Secret Garden, so it sounded intriguing to me. And I'm currently reading another book by, I want to say her name's Kate Morton, called The Clockmaker's Daughter. And I am enjoying it, but the way that it's written, the first chapter of the book, the narrator intrigued me, but there are 2 different narrators, and I don't like the omnipotent narrator. I like the first person narrator. It's on that borderline between mysterious and vague, so it's not really intriguing because I'm not invested in it because I'm just confused. Is there a book in your to-be-read pile that you're not in the mood to read? I would say some of my more like educational books I probably won't reread for a while. Like, I have books I read for college. This book here, like Bridge to Brilliance, I read excerpts from it for one of my education classes, and it was intriguing, but I just feel like I need to distance myself from the education world a bit more before I get back into that, because it is something that I care about, but it just has a lot of emotional baggage tied to it right now. What book have you put off reading because it's huge? Actually, I mean, No Name is kind of intimidating, but The Woman in White is 650 pages, and it's one of my favorite novels. And I literally, the last time I reread The Woman in White, I read it in 10 days, and I think I read the last, like, 200 pages in one day. So, you know, Wilkie Collins might come through with No Name. My actual answer to this is War and Peace and what's the Count of Monte Cristo. Those are 2 books that I don't own, but I really want to read, but I won't even purchase them because I know that I'm not going to read them yet because they're just so long, and I feel like I need to bang out more of these books before I can, like, commit to a book that I know is going to take me a while to read, because that's kind of like my thing, is that, like, I just have so many books that I want to read, and I always have an existential crisis that, like, I'm never going to be able to read all of them. So I feel like I'm bad about buying more books, of course. You know, I'm a bibliophile. I like books. That doesn't mean I read them. But I do find that I don't gravitate towards books that I know are going to take me longer to read, be it because of the way that they're written or the length of them or something like that. Because I want the satisfaction of, like, actually finishing it. And, like, I'm a completionist, especially because of, like, with my obsession with, like, completion with my OCD. I can't, even if I'm not enjoying a book, I literally can't stop reading it. Like, I have to finish the book, even if it's torturous. So do you have a to be read that you mostly bought because of the cover? Oh gosh, do I? You know what? I think Kiss Carlo ruined me. There's this one book I read. I'm not going to show the cover of it because my mom sometimes watches my videos and I'm trying to get her to read the book. And I think that my mom would actually enjoy this book because she likes romance novels more than I do. But based off of the cover of the book, Kiss Carlo, I mean, I read the synopsis, and the synopsis is, like, not an accurate synopsis of that book. But the cover has literally nothing to do with the book. Like, I don't even know where that, like, what that cover is supposed to be of. And the cover, like, so that's one that I think, like, I kind of bought that book because I opened it, I read the synopsis for that book because the cover was intriguing, and then the synopsis intrigued me, and then the cover had, like, nothing to do with the book, and the synopsis was, like, a horrible synopsis. So, yeah, I did not enjoy that book, but it's a romance novel, and I don't really like romance novels, but the synopsis didn't make it seem like it was a romance novel, and also played up, like, one aspect of the story that wasn't super relevant, and then played down an aspect of the story that is very important. Basically, it's a love triangle. And, like, I don't dislike love triangles, but just, like, the context, I didn't like the way it was written. I didn't like the way that the women were written in it. I'm gonna make a video about that book, I think, because I have choice feelings about it. But, Kiss Carlo is my answer to that question. Which book on your to-be-read list do you find most intimidating? It's a chunk, and it's very small print, and it kind of looks like a Bible, but it's the complete works of William Shakespeare. And that is the end of this tag. Okay, look, I have another video. I still need to edit the video that's going up this Friday, but it's fine. I worked overtime today. But yes, as always, I hope you enjoyed my nonsense and my library. I'll see you later. I'm a finger guns bisexual, even though I don't identify as bisexual anymore. What if I just, like, quoted a Vine as my outro from now on? Does that work? Because I don't know how to do outros.